Just kidding. All right, so I'm wearing this mask so that Miss Stark can tell that this is a different video. So I'm gonna wear it for a little bit, but I know that it makes it really hard for you to understand. So I'm gonna put it down here like it's my beard while we're talking today. So for today's lesson, we're gonna continue to work with our little pan balance. We're gonna continue to work with equality and equal signs and that sorts of things. This lesson, you're going to need a page out of your book, this book, and you're going to need this page right here. So it is a little orange elephant. It's page number 73. It looks kind of like all the pages that we've been working on. This just gives us a chance to do a little bit more of breaking apart of numbers and trying to figure out how we could make these things balance. So we're going to be working on that at the end. So what we've been doing is I left this exact same thing up that we've been working on. This is the problem I showed you in the last lesson. And today we're going to show you just a different way to think about it. So for today, we've done a couple different things with this pan balance. We've done it so that we don't know these two numbers right here. We've done it where we don't know this final amount that it equals into. And today we're going to figure out different ways that we can make these two numbers happen, okay? So for today, we're gonna kind of start with our final amount that we're trying to balance. And then we're going to come up with different ways that we can make these numbers over here. So of course, here's one way that we can do this particular problem. We can start over here with this side of the pan balance with our number 6 that we had from our last session. We can put these 6 over here in this pan balance right here. And one of the ways that we can make these equal out is the numbers that we just had, which was 2 green ones plus 4 orange ones, okay? So those could be our two numbers. We could put those right there. And just like we had before, we could be like, okay, there was 4 here, there was 2 here. You put these together and they would equal 6 different things, right? We have 6 things if we add these together. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll put them together in a nice little thing right here. So here's our 4. Here's our 2 that we've been looking at. I'm going to put these 6 together just so we can kind of see them in a big row. This is the number that we started with, our 6. So there's that. And now I want to say to you, okay, class, let's think of some other ways that we might be able to use these numbers to try to make 6 cubes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these 2 and 4 together. So there's our 1, 2 green ones, and our 1, 2, 3, 4 orange ones. And if we're counting cubes, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 6 cubes. This is 6 cubes. They are the same height because there's the same amount. They would balance each other out if we put them in there because they're the same amount. So what I want to do is I want to look at this. If I broke these apart, there's my 2 and my 4. I can also break this answer apart. There's still 6 here. I still have 6 cubes. But I can break this apart and look at these 2. So now I've got 2 and 4, just like we had in our original number. But what if we don't want to do 2 and 4? What if we want to break this at a different spot? Can we do that and figure out 2 numbers that add together? Of course we can. We get to mess around with numbers in all kinds of fun different ways. So I'm going to take this 2 and the 4, I'm going to move it out of the way, and I'm going to erase my numbers right here. We still have our 6. And we might still use these green and orange ones in a second. But I'm just going to look at this right here, and instead of breaking it at the 2 and the 4 spot, I'm going to pick a different spot. I'm going to break it right there. I still have the same amount. I haven't gotten rid of any of these. But now I have 2 different numbers that I'm looking at. I have this number in this hand and whatever's left over right here. And that can be our another way that we can show this number. So this is still 6 over here, but we want to go ahead and put these over here and see which numbers we made. So I'm going to count these. I've got 1 cube. So I can put the number 1 right there. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here. So I have 1 plus 5 equals 6. Just to show you that we're going to be able to equal that out the same way we have been, these are two different numbers. I'm going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we still have 6. And does this equal out? Well, I'm going to put this 1 and this 5 right in here. I'm going to pull together 6 cubes for my answer. So there's 6 again. And then we have our 5 and our 1. And we want to see if these still equal the same amount. So I put my 1 in here, I put my 5 in here. It pushes that balance down. I put that 6 cubes right in there. We look to see if it's nice and even. And it is. So those equal out. 1 plus 5 is another way that I can break 6 apart into two different numbers. So we'll put these 6 together. We'll pull out our answer again. We'll keep that number 6. We'll keep messing around with it. We'll try breaking this in a different spot, okay? So we've done 2 and 4. We've done 1 and 5. But what happens if we break it right in the middle? Right in the middle. I just took it apart right there. So now over on this side I have a number, and right here is showing me another number. I'm going to put it right down here, and then we'll count them, and we'll fill in our new numbers and see some new numbers that we add together to equal 6. So for this one we got to count 1, 2, 3, and I'll put my 3 in there, plus 1, 2, 3, equals 6. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we end up with the same amount on each side, that means we're doing our job the right way. So what you need to do with your work today is you're going to pretend that you are able to break these numbers apart into two different numbers. I'm going to show you how to do that on your page. So in here, we got to find our little pink elephant. Okay. So it's the same looking page that we've been working on, okay? It looks pretty close. Except for this one, it's going to give us our total amount first. So what you want to do with these is you want to look at how many are on this one side, okay? Best way to do that is to count them. So I'm going to start off with this first one. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So on this side, it says 7. So I'm going to write the number 7 right there. And it says balances blank and blank. For this one, you get to pick where you want to mix or break these apart. So you can pretend these right here are kind of like my little cubes, okay? So let's say I have 7. This is 7 little cubes, just like this 7 little dots right here. And then what I want you to do is pretend in your brain where you're going to break these apart. You can break them apart however you want. You only have 2 spaces in here, so you got to break them into 2 groups. So I've got one group here and one group here. And then I want you to think about what you have in your hand. Another way you can do that is you can put a circle around some of these balls. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a circle around this and make 2 groups. Here's one group. Here's the other group. So I'm going to count the first group. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to draw it right here. 1, 2, 3. And then I know that that is 3 things. Then I need to take this other group and I need to put it in the other box. 1, 2, 3, 4. So over in this other box, I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4 little balls. And then I will write my number 4. So I've taken this, I broke it into 2 groups. I put one part of it in here and the other part in here. And I just want to double check to make sure I've got these broken up. So I want to make sure that it's 7 because I want this to be equal. So I count them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that equals out. I have 7 over here, I have 7 over here. I just decided that I wanted to look at this 7 in a different way. I wanted to look at it like 3 plus 4 things. And that's the same as saying 7. So for this next one, I want you to figure out what you want to write your circle around. You can pick however you want, however many you want. You just need to have 1, 2 different groups. You can even put 1 circle and a second circle, and then you have to count those. One group will go in the first box, the second will go over here in this other box. And then I want you to write the numbers of what you have. So how many are all here, and then how many go in this box and this box. And this is the thing that we're going to come back to again and again and again, breaking up numbers into different little parts and then making equations with it. So if it's not sticking with you right now, do not worry. Don't freak out at all. We've got lots and lots of practice with this. But what I want you to do is really try to have fun with it. Try to think about it. Try to think about, oh, I've got these numbers. What can I break them into? Make sure you only have 2 groups right now. You got 1 in one group, one hand, and 1 in the other hand, and that'll be your 2 groups. When you're looking at these numbers, you can use your counters for that, whichever way you want to go, or you can just kind of look at the pictures while you're doing it. So that's your work for tonight. Get it done, take a picture, send it to your teacher, and we will see you next lesson.